Welcome. We're so excited to have you. My name is Marilyn Nika. I am an AI product lead working for Google and an instructor for Maven. So I teach a 12-week AI product management bootcamp and a 3-week AI product management 101 course. So today I wanted to run this 30-minute event because I wanted to show you how to train a custom GPT to prepare for interviews. So the reason I wanted to actually teach you how to do this and learn the practical skills and tangible tools to do it yourself is because I was going through the process of switching companies. So I switched from Meta to Google and I had to go through interviews. And of course, there's all these services and materials online, but I figured, you know what? I think nowadays with Gen AI, maybe there is a better way for me to prep. So I created, it was just an experiment just to see what it could be like. And I created this um, PM Product Sense GBT. And essentially what this does is it can answer specific types of questions, just like these ones here. For example, how would you improve there we go. How would you create a product for a specific company? How would you improve a specific product for a specific company? How would you build a marketplace for dog walkers? How would you design a smart fridge for a startup? So this is the templates I have created. And then if you ask a question, for example, okay, create an alarm clock for a 12-year-old. You will see that this GPT is actually following the actual interview framework needed to pass the interviews. So I trained it to first start by framing the problem, like, okay, well, creating an alarm clock for a 12-year-old involves designing a product that's engaging, user-friendly, and tailored to the unique needs and preferences of preteens. This is the kind of storytelling skills you need to have for product management interviews. And I trained it to paint the picture so that as I prepare for the interviews, I know what I need to say, essentially. And then the next step in product management interviews is, okay, who are the users? Okay, user segments. And it's like, okay, well, 12-year-olds can be students with early school schedules, young athletes and hobbyists, or kids with a busy family schedule. And then I trained it to choose one of these user personas and tell me why. So it says, hey, prioritized based on reach and impact. We're prioritizing the persona, which is students with early school schedules. After that, it's brainstorming what their pain points are, what and the ways we can actually solve these pain points. And then it's using this framework to choose which of these pain points to resolve for, with what features, what trade-offs we have for each solution, how we will measure success, and so on. So this is very comprehensive and it represents the story you need to tell during an interview. You're welcome to try it later if you're interested in it. And I did it for myself and I did the same thing for, I'm not gonna do it right now, but for analytical or estimation questions, which is like, hey, how would you measure success of product X? How many piano tuners are there in New York? And so on. So I did it just for fun. And then it happened that the custom GPT functionality to open up your own custom GPT to the world came out during that week. So I said, I'll just share it on my LinkedIn, see what happens. And these are getting like 5,000 conversations. Like people are very, very excited about these custom GPTs. So this is how I came up with the idea of, you know what, I should do a live little session on how people can just do the same and create their own custom GPT. So if you want to try it out later, this is what the custom GPT for Product Sense looks like. Now, what I would like to ask you is please type in the chat what types of roles you have been interviewing for. So let's choose a role so that we can create a custom GPT for these interviews. So yeah, type in the chat what kind of role, what kind of GPT you'd like me to create. And I just love making this interactive. All right. Well, this is interesting. Investment banking. All right. Product leadership, right? Business analyst, engagement director, chief marketing officer, market research. Wow, we have such a diverse set of job families here, huh? software engineer, head of product. So I'm not going to do product because I already have the GPT. So I'm going to choose something I'm not familiar with. So it's going to be interesting to see what we come up with. Head of marketing. Okay, so I love the marketing angle. Let's see. Let's make it specific. Let's say you are someone that's in product marketing, okay, and that works specifically for the gig worker economy. So, for example, DoorDash, Instacart, and so on. So, let's create a custom GPT specifically for product marketing roles for the gig economy. Very specific. And if you were to interview for this sort of thing, um, you wouldn't know how to find the right questions and answers. So this training is not specifically for product people, right? It's for any different role. So what I'm going to demonstrate here, which is marketing, can just be applied to any different role. By the way, there is a Q&A widget at the bottom. Click on it, ask any question you have, and we'll have a Q&A at the end, so I'll be able to address any questions. Okay. Perfect. All right. So I'm not familiar with marketing and I'm not familiar with the gig economy, so like DoorDash and all these things, but let's try to see how this works. So first of all, I need to tell everyone that in order to create a custom GPT, you need to have a premium subscription on OpenAI on this platform. So once you do that, you can create on your own GPTs. And then you will see here, you can actually create one. All right, so we click on create a new GPT. So the interface we're looking at right now, on the right side, it's our custom GPT that we've created, well, or that we will create. And on the left side, we see there are these two options. So the create option gives you a smart way for you to create your custom GPT. It's kind of a wizard, which is easy to use. And then configure is kind of a more manual way to configure this. So let's start with this smart wizard. It's actually pretty good. So GPT Builder is asking me, hey, I'm going to help you build your new GPT. You can say something like, make it creative who helps generate the visuals for new products. So what we would like to make, we want to create I want to create a custom GPT that helps me, that gives me the perfect answer to marketing jobs for the gig economy. For example, grocery, delivery, uh, food delivery. Actually, you can make it very specific. Grocery delivery and food delivery. Marketing interviews. Okay, so we just said that. And let's see what happens next. So now it's taking my prompt into consideration and it is going to recommend what we should call this custom GPT and what kind of functionality it should have and what pictures it should have and so on. Ooh, geek marketing genius. That's awesome. Yeah, sure. So now we have a name that it recommended. Okay, and now it's actually creating a profile picture for it. So it's leveraging DALL-E, which DALL-E is OpenAI's platform for generating text to image. Of course, you can also upload your own image. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, that's great. And you can see on the right that it's starting to flesh it out for me. So it says expert answers to marketing interviews in the gig economy. Boom, very specific, very on point. At the bottom, you see it's starting to populate conversation starters. So as you saw on my own GPTs, I have two conversation starters, which is, hey, what types of questions can you answer? Or answer a real analytical or execution question. So these two options. Here, it thinks we should have 4 conversation starters. And of course, you can change this, you can tailor it to your needs. But it says here, how should I market a new food delivery app? How do you differentiate a grocery delivery service? I don't like the conversation starters it has, so I'll show you how to also customize. But let's go back on the left on the builder. So now it's asking me, what specific types of questions or topics do you anticipate asking? This will help tailor the responses even further to your needs. Now, this is where the magic of ChatGPT happens because you can go on ChatGPT and say, write different types of interview questions I can get for a marketing role at a gig economy company, at a food or grocery company like DoorDash and Instacart. So now we're using ChatGPT as our co-pilot so that we can create our custom GPT. So you see here it's actually providing some questions for us. Okay, so it can be general marketing questions, digital marketing analytics, and this is so helpful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this output and I'm going to paste it on the left on the wizard. And this is fantastic, right? Because if I were to interview, I would know that, okay, I can either get general marketing, digital marketing, gig economy specific, or food and grocery sector specific questions. I'm going to leave the behavioral questions out and I'm just going to copy this and paste it in my, okay. Here are some sample categories. Actually, here are the main categories with some sample questions under them. Just paste it. You can update the GPT, given your input. And now what we're doing, we're training it. We're adding to its knowledge base. We're biasing what is going to be telling us after it's done based on the input. So very, very important to have the perfect kind of prompt, add as much information as possible. So now this is perfect. I have updated it. I'm ready to go. Would you like to add any other details or refine how it responds better? So now we can try it out. Like it's ready for us to try out, see how it goes. But before trying it, what I did with my own GPTs is we go on this side. So here you can manually configure your GPT. So name, I think I will add a name, which is like interview, marketing interview prep for gig economy. Interview prep GPT for the gig economy. Description, you can add something that's as long as you want. It's interesting if you go on ChatGPT and you kind of can browse what people have done. If you go on Explore GPTs, you can see what other people have done. And you can see the kind of descriptions they add, right? So I think it's good to see, you know, what people are doing so that you can have a consistent kind of feel. But I like this. Let's keep it as it is. So now the instructions field is the most important field. As you can see that our wizard has actually generated some instructions based on the input we provided. So here it says, hey, your role for talking to the GPT is to provide expert answers for marketing interviews, focus on the gig economy, okay? And then it has the type of questions that we added in a summarized way. You should emphasize all these things. Okay, perfect. So now we have created the perfect answer that's going to be provided for these specific types. I also wanted though to give me feedback because that's the most important thing. That's what I cannot find. So what we should do is we should come up with different modes for the conversation starters. So mode number one should be what I will ask the custom GPT to do for me. For example, ask me a question and give me feedback. So that's the first and the most actionable thing. So here at the bottom of the instructions, I can actually, yeah, there you go. I can do something like this. If the user asks you, you'll say this. Then ask the user a random question from the categories mentioned above, and then expect an answer. When the answer comes in, provide actionable feedback based on these criteria. because I'm not familiar with the criteria for marketing interviews, I am going to go back to our GPT and ask, okay, based on the above types of interview questions, what criteria should I be looking for the perfect interview answer? I am creating a custom GPT and need to know how to give feedback to answers. So now it's going to give us the criteria, and we're going to take this criteria and we're going to go to the other window and say, here's the feedback you need to provide. And this is great because it's like, well, okay, feedback should come across on relevance, specificity, depth of knowledge, problem solving, creativity, communication skills, of course, strategic thinking, if you're results oriented, adaptability, learning, teamwork, ethical awareness. Perfect. Okay. I'll remove the company fit and ethical consideration. We don't need it, but I am going to copy all these criteria in to our conversation here. So now it knows what feedback should look like. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to close it. And I am going to remove for now the other topics. And what I'm going to do is I am going to save it. Then I'm going to try it out and see. Yeah, I'm going to try to answer marketing questions, see how things go. Yep, someone said in the chat that they were looking at my Greek food taster. Yeah, I created one. I'm Greek and I created a Greek food taster GPT. That was actually fun. All right, so ask me a question, give me feedback. Let's see how this works. Okay, so in the context of a gig economy platform, how would you leverage SEO and SEM strategies to increase visibility and attract both customers and gig workers to the platform? Please include specific tactics you would employ and how you would measure success. Oh, right. Well, I'm not in marketing, but I'm gonna attempt to answer this. Okay. How would I leverage SEO to increase visibility and attract both customers and gig workers to the platform? All right. I would um, survey some of our existing customer base to see what they care most about. Filter out some keywords from these answers and add them as search terms on online ad campaigns, for example, on Google. I love that people are answering. Jason, thank you. So here's the top keywords and then influencers. This is great. Please include specific taglines and how you would measure success. I would measure success by measuring, click-through rates and conversions to converting to becoming a new client of my app. Something like this. All right. Let's see. Now he's giving feedback and he's like, all right, here's the criteria we care about. Okay. Number one, Marilee, relevance and specificity. Your answer is relevant. It directly addresses how to leverage the strategies. Depth of knowledge. I've shown a good grasp of SEM strategies. Okay. Problem solving and creativity. It's creative. Okay. Communication skills, clear, on point. Awesome. This is amazing. So this is good, but I feel that for a GPT that should give me feedback, there's something I'm missing, right? So I will go back to tweaking my custom GPT. And that's kind of what we do. We tweak the GPT a lot before it's finalized. So what I would want to do is I want to go back to my lovely marketing interview prep GPT, go here and edit it. Okay. And here's what I'm going to do. So these are the criteria that it's going to answer me by. Okay. But what is missing is to give me constructive feedback. Once you provide feedback based on the criteria above, please also provide constructive feedback as to what the answer did not include. Also, provide a summary as to how you would rate the answer from 1 being not good to 5 being excellent. After you do this, please provide the perfect answer. Okay. In one paragraph. All right. So now we're refining it and we're updating it by clicking here to actually provide better feedback. Okay, so let's try this again. Let's go to our GPT. All right. Ask me a question, give me feedback. Let's see. How would you approach creating a marketing campaign for a new grocery delivery service to differentiate from competitors? Digital marketing tactics, customer engagement strategies, and metrics for measuring success. All right. All right. If you want, please type in the chat what kind of marketing campaign you would recommend for a new grocery delivery service. But essentially, a marketing campaign could be something like I would come up with a mission for my company that is sustainable, that uses only, let's say, EV cars or bicycles for delivery, and I would create a set of commercials by influencers promoting our products. I would measure success by click-through rates and conversions. Thank you, Jason. Busy family, no time for shopping, show the convenience of getting food. Yes, I love it. I would showcase a busy family getting food delivered nightly. All right, so now it's going to assess how I did. It's going to tell me based on all the criteria that we provided, whether I'm touching them. Like, okay, the use of EV cars is a strong, unique upselling proposition. Your response shows an understanding of the importance of sustainability. Your answer is clear and easy to understand. You have identified key strategies. Mentioning click-through rates and conversions are appropriate. Okay, so that's the good things. Let's see what the bad things are. Let's see. Let's see. All right. What did I not include? Details on digital marketing tactics beyond influencer marketing, discussion on teamwork and collaboration across departments, the perfect answer, and then it provides the perfect answer. Perfect. All right. So I know we don't have many minutes left, but I do want to show you one more thing, then answer the questions you have. And that one more thing I want to show you is if you are in your custom GPT, you can click on edit. And then the most important thing, knowledge. If you upload files under knowledge, conversations within your ChatGPT may include file contents. Make sure your file contents that you have a right to use it. So don't upload everything you find that you don't have a right to use because we want to use these tools in an ethical manner, right? So what I did for my GPT, and I'll show you one more GPT I created, the AI product GPT. So this helps you add AI to a product you create. But the files I uploaded were my own templates. I created a PRD template, which is a product requirements doc, and I uploaded it, and it's using that to spit out a fully fleshed out PRD. So here you can upload, for example, a framework you have for answering the questions or sample questions and answers you like that you feel are great so that you can train with them, or books about fundamentals, or anything that you feel is relevant. So you're creating its own knowledge base. Please note that everything you upload there may get absorbed in the database of OpenAI. Like, I don't know how it works, but don't upload confidential things, of course. And that's really it. So I will share with you the link so that you can just try it out, see if you can get any meaningful feedback. And I'm going to open things up to um, a Q&A. All right. Let's see. And also, before going to the Q&A, I want to tell you, if you're interested in learning how to build products, I am starting my next cohort on March 6th for building AI products, one-on-one course. You don't need any technical experience, any PM experience. Or if you want to get into like a more intense program, I have my bootcamp, AI Product Management Bootcamp. It's a 12-week program. You get 3 certifications with it. And you can feel free to click on the links that are in the chat now, or reach out to me if you have any questions. I've trained 3,000 people, and it's one of the most popular courses on Maven. So I would love to have you. So now I'm happy to take any questions. Let me look at the Q&A widget. Someone says, is this recording going to be available? Yes, it is going to be available to everyone. We are using a GPT to personalize and build a new GPT. It's well documented how LLMs hallucinate. So how reliable is this new GPT, and how can we address any biases? Amazing question. Using these GPTs should never replace our day-to-day. It should never replace your own judgment. And if you ask a question, if it asks you a question about, SEO and marketing and all these things, and it tells you, you should paint the sky blue as a perfect answer, you should have the judgment to know that this answer has nothing to do with reality. But what I use them for is a head start. ChatGPT is going to create a PRD for me that's going to save a ton of time. But I know it only gets up to 70% of the work done, and I'll put that 30% out of me in. Overall, it's worth it. But absolutely, they hallucinate so much, and they're not to be trusted. If you're worried if your role is going to be replaced by AI, I will say it's not going to be replaced by AI, but people in your professions that use AI will replace people in your professions that do not. So I am so excited to talk about AI and teach about AI, just because I want you to have the skills needed to just enhance your day-to-day. And today we talked about interview preparation. All right, let me take more questions. Can you train the GPT to somehow be able to learn about your past experience and provide star stories from your own past experiences? Yeah. As long as you create a document and you literally just write all your experiences, everything about you, and you also provide star stories in there and upload it, and then you can go on the description and the instructions that say, hey, use these documents, learn them. These are my past experiences. Tailor your output based on these, and always provide, star stories from this. You can totally do it. One more thing. Oh, there are more questions. So essentially, we're augmenting the human intelligence with GPT capabilities. Um, yeah, exactly. You are augmenting the human intelligence, and you can upload features. You can upload documents to make it better. Again, nothing confidential, nothing that you don't have a right to use, but there's a ton of open source material that you can add in there, or you can create your own open source material that you can upload. So someone says, if you include a prompt asking for the job description of the role you plan to interview for, does this provide more role-specific prompts? Do we have any information to support accuracy against actual interview questions received? For my GPTs, I uploaded 3,000 interview questions, and I only restricted it to these. So I know that any question it surfaces is an interview question that has or will be asked. But you need to frame it, you need to shape it. You can play around and experiment with it. There's just so much you can do, so many capabilities. Perfect. Exciting. Someone loves it. Awesome. Thank you. Someone says, if I'm looking to ramp up on a topic, is the best way to just ask the GPT to teach me about the topic and then customize the GPT like you showed us today? Or do I need to manually find resources, upload them to the GPT? Perfect question. So so this person is asking, hey, I need to learn about a specific topic. Can I create a GPT to teach me? Yes, you can. Do I need to upload documents to help it teach me? No, you don't, because it already has the entire knowledge base that you need. However, If you're looking for a skill that was just created like last week, you will need to add a prompt in there saying, make sure to query the web to answer the question. Because ChatGPT kind of has this offline data source. And then, of course, there's new information that comes in, and we don't know when they update the knowledge base with the information, but it can search the web. So you can say, search the web. Um, and I think, there you go. I had like one GPT called Gift Guru that recommends gifts for kids. And I ask it to browse the web and give me the link of something to purchase. And that's amazing because it always searches the web for new type of things. All right, thank you so much. I'm so excited people are asking all these questions. Someone says, yes, I would love to, Garima. Please, if you want to reach out on LinkedIn. I'm happy to connect with everyone, answer any questions you might have. But yeah, I know we're a bit over time. Let me see. Is there a way, that's the last question. Is there a way to create a connection for a data source? Yes, like Google Sheets. Yes, yes, yes. So if you go here and you see how there's more things like web browsing or creating new action, you can create a new action. This is more advanced, by the way. And you can use third-party services to do things for you. What I use is Zapier. So you can create custom versions of ChatGPT with GPTs in Zapier. And this, for example, is going to connect on your calendar. You can say, hey, what am I doing today? What does my calendar look like? And it will tell you. It's like you have an assistant that has your data, but you need to create the right integrations for it to provide this information. Yes, there it is. That's the one I like. So this is a custom GPT for the calendar, and you can train it to say, hey, what's on my calendar? How's my day looking? Help me do research for my next meeting because it knows what your meeting is going to be, when it is, how much free time do I have tomorrow. So you can play around with integrations. Zapier GPT Assistant is the best way to do so. And please reach out to me on LinkedIn. Let me know what kind of GPTs you built, and I'd love to give feedback and also test them out. Perfect. Thank you all so much. I loved all the questions. I loved the engagement, and I hope you enjoyed learning about how to create a custom GPT. Let me know if I can help. Reach out to me on LinkedIn. And if you're interested in learning from me, join my upcoming cohorts in March 6th. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.